Our community works so well together. The nonprofits are what I'm most proud of. Everybody's reaching out trying to help the other nonprofits.
The United Way does a great job of identifying and addressing the critical needs of the community. Our employees, when they support the United Way of Bartow County, it gives the employees here at the brewery an opportunity to make a difference.
Our United Way seeks to alleviate all the social problems facing our community by raising money and dispersing it through other nonprofits here in Bartow County.
Instead of somebody going to Good Neighbor, someone going to Tranquility House, they can all give to United Way and then we'll distribute it out.
If you're looking for a way to be involved and you don't have the time, the very first thing that I'd say to do is to get involved with United Way.
By giving to United Way, donors have the opportunity to support lots of different agencies at the same time, rather than having to choose one or two to partner with and make choices about supporting some agencies and not others.
And you can have a broader impact on everything that's going on in our community within the nonprofit sector.
United Way of Bartow County depends on local businesses such as Publix, Shaw Industries, Anheuser-Busch, Toyo Tire, Bartow County government. Without them, we would not be successful.
Our United Way raises money through payroll deduction campaigns at workplaces. We do that by going in and talking to the employees and asking them to give money out of their paycheck.
It's heartwarming every time I come back to Shaw because I know what an impact you make directly into this community. Now, I work for Boys and Girls Club, but I'm obviously here today for United Way. Without the United Way, Boys and Girls Club has to turn away about 32% of our young people each and every day. That's why United Way is so important.
It makes it easy because somebody doesn't have to write a lump sum check. When you get a lot of people together giving a small amount, you're really able to raise a lot of money.
You can give weekly or bi-weekly or monthly to United Way. I think it helps the average person give better because they can give in smaller increments. It adds up to quite a few $100s at the end of the year. You know, $10 a week equals $500 a year.
That could be somebody's utility bill for the month. That could be a dozen families worth of food. It could be a tremendous amount of support.
Payroll deduction for us is great. It's very easy. It's not in one lump sum. You can sell it as a cup of coffee that you buy at Starbucks, which everyone does for $5. Comes out weekly. You really don't even see it, and it benefits the local community.
After a couple of paydays, typically they're not going to realize that that money is gone. And it helps so many neighborhood agencies and nonprofits to give back and support the relief efforts that go on here in the county.
It's much easier to see a few dollars come out of your paycheck every month than it is to go ask somebody for $500 or $1,000 or whatever that may be.
Starting a payroll deduction campaign at your place of business is really easy.
It is not hard to sign up for payroll deduction at all.
The process to set up a payroll deduction is very simple.
If you talk to any of your HR people or talk to United Way, they can walk you through the process.
It's just a form or a website that they go to and answer a few questions, sign off on it, and that's it.
I encourage county employees to sign up for payroll deductions as much as you can. We don't put pressure on anybody.
Usually when you're doing your pledge card, they give you an opportunity to give a designation. That designation can be to a specific community, or it can be to a specific organization, or it can be both.
You basically tell United Way where you want the money to go, and being here in Bartow County, you want it to stay local. That is one of the biggest selling points we have when it comes to raising money for United Way.
The money that is collected here in Bartow County will stay in Bartow County.
We have our national corporate organizations such as Red Cross, Salvation Army, Boys and Girls Clubs, the ones that you've always heard about, Habitat for Humanity. But then we've got some that are just local and specific to Bartow County, like the Good Neighbor Homeless Shelter or Advocates for Children. These organizations are specific to our community and specific to the needs in our community, so it's important to have them.
Flowering Branch is home for up to 13 young boys and girls. This is where they live, it's where they play, it's where they get homework support. We receive annual operational support from United Way of Bartow County that is actually specifically supporting our children's shelter program. It's the type of support that allows us to do the extra things and go the extra mile for kids. It's part of what allows kids to be on the football team or the wrestling team or to have additional tutoring.
Hickory Log Vocational School's mission is to assist individuals, men currently, that have intellectual and developmental disabilities. We have 20 guys here, and this is their home. And United Way is what has kept this being their home for many years. We do have 12 that are employed, which I think is pretty good because our average age here is 62. None of my guys want a free ride. They want to contribute, they want to work, and they want to matter.
I work all the time now, from 8 to 3. 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Palletize and pack and bag and seal.
The mission of Good Neighbor Homeless Shelter is to serve homeless men, homeless women, and families with children with emergency shelter and with transitional housing to help provide spiritual support, educational support, work supports in order to help families get back on their feet.
Unfortunately, a lot of people that come to us feel defeated. They feel like to live a normal life is what we consider a normal life is impossible. So whenever you come in, you have 4 weeks to find a job, which means you put in 6 applications every day. If you find a job during that 4 weeks, then you can stay the additional time. The accomplishments they will obtain while they are here is due to their own work. I can point them in the right direction, but their feet are the ones that are taking them there.
It has been the dream of our organization for probably 15 years to grow beyond having an emergency shelter to also have transitional housing homes.
Single mothers, families with children who are working low-wage jobs can go in and transitional housing will pay their rent for 2 years as long as they go to school and they're trying to better themselves.
These families are required to be working. They're also required to be saving, so they turn in savings to their case manager that we steward for them while they're in this program. The average increase in hourly wage from when a family enters to when a family exits right now is $7.32. That means when a family comes in, they're making about $8. When they leave, they're making $15. By sponsoring a family in this program, that's what's happening for that family.
So the biggest services that we provide from here are food assistance, utility assistance, and limited medical prescription assistance. One of the obstacles that we have to overcome is the misnomer that everybody that needs help is not willing to help themselves. People that we see, the people that we get to serve, if they want us to assist with their power bill, we're going to ask them, what are you going to do next month? What's the next step? The opportunity to help with those kind of things. For us, is the biggest win.
Over 500 club kids a year are impacted by the Adairsville and the Cartersville units of our Boys and Girls Club. The goal here is to provide them opportunities after school. At the club, we do a lot more than sports. There's a lot of educational component that goes along with the running of a Boys and Girls Club. Preparation for their schoolwork, their homework. We work a lot with employability skills, teaching them how to work together as a team, how to look each other in the eye, shake people's hands when they're greeted, and instill into them the qualities that we would want the young people of our community to have that will benefit them for years to come.
After your public safety agencies, the fire department, EMS, we're your next responders. When they get to a house fire or a tornado or something of that sort, and people have lost their homes and need help, we're the ones that come in there, bring volunteers in, and start providing assistance. United Way is our primary funding partner when it comes to emergency relief. They provide nearly 100% of the funding that we use here.
The support of this community is overwhelming. There's almost no words for it. The generosity that businesses, churches, individuals, the organizations, they just give to us, and we are so thankful, so thankful.
If it were not for the Bartow County United Way, we simply would not be able to do what we do here with the Cartersville Club and the Adairsville Club and the future plans that we have to expand services here in Bartow County.
I've been involved with United Way the past 2 or 3 years, and just the impact that Shaw is able to make that I've seen firsthand, it's pretty astounding. We've been to the Hickory Log. We spent a couple days with the men that live there. It's just the look on their face when you go in, you're able to provide them with a TV stand. You hang a coat rack on the wall for them. It's a really good feeling to know that you can make an impact being a Shaw employee.
Without the United Way, Hickory Log would not be able to function in the capacity that they do.
That we get very, very little government funding of any kind. And so without United Way, there wouldn't be a homeless shelter in our community.
If it was not for people that gave to our shelter, we would not make it. We just simply would not be here. You don't realize that that $10 that you're going to take out of your check is going to impact someone else's life. And you can look at the faces of anybody walking up and down the hall in this house. The thankfulness that comes from them is amazing.
In order to provide shelter for a family of 4 for a month, it costs $250. If someone gives $5 every single week times 52, by the end of the year, they've provided an entire month of shelter for one of our families.
There's no way that we could do what we do if it were not for the United Way. Every year, we count on the relationships that we have with United Way to help us keep the doors open for our clubs.
We do have a lot of businesses coming into town, but we're only going to do great things if these businesses allow us to come in and do a payroll deduction campaign. We want to start new programs where we're able to write grants and give services strictly right out of our offices here, which will help bring income into Bartow and actually help more people.
I would highly recommend new business coming into Bartow County to partner with United Way, as its employees will be the ones that our agency serve. The employees are from our community, and this gives them a chance to contribute back to the society where they may not have time to volunteer.
We all just naturally want to support the communities where we live, and there is just that sense of paying it forward to the next generation by supporting the United Way.
A lot of the organizations, a lot of times when they're trying to decide how they want to give, where they want to give, the United Way gives them an opportunity to support literally every organization in town in some way, form, or fashion. It all stays here.
Each week when they get paid and it goes to United Way, by the end of the year, you've helped someone in the children's shelter. You've helped transitional housing.
At least give us a chance just to do it once. If you don't like it, if it doesn't work out, it's just a minimal amount of time to set up something to see how well does this program work. Once we were able to get in and just do it one time, I think that we would create a partnership and be able to do a lot of good for a lot of people in our community.
United Way touches so many lives in this community. And it's just a reflection of our community when you look at all the nonprofits. We're a caring community, we love each other, and there's not a better place to live than Bartow County, anywhere.
We're all building up a better Bartow County, and it's because of the United Way of Bartow County.